That's a much more complex question than it seems, but in summary, I would give the following advice. I would say work hard. Maintain your integrity and your authenticity and your honesty, and be kind to those around you and those women who came before and who are coming afterwards especially. Humility, I think. The higher you are up the tree, the more humble you need to be. The more important the work you do, the more inclusive you need to be. So making sure that others come with you, that you don't set yourself apart. Leadership is about being in the team and of the team, not being the only person on the team that matters. And that sense of humility and inclusivity of collaboration, for me, is sometimes hard to exercise in difficult environments, but they're really, really important attributes that the great women leaders that I've been privileged to work with have demonstrated. I'm not a fan of regrets, or you can't go back and change things. I think what I'd like to hope that I've made the most of every opportunity before me. Career's not really been a word I've carried around with me, to be honest. It's more about a commitment to doing a certain kind of work and to working in the educational space around equity and social justice. That's been my goal and direction, and it's led me to a range of positions. So to go back and change it would mean that I had more information at the time, probably. I'm perfectly pleased with the journey I've been on, and when I've not been pleased, I've worked really hard to change it. And I think that's all you can do. I don't have a magic wand, and I don't think one would have helped. When thinking about a mentor, I think mentors are everywhere, first of all, and they're informal as well as formal. But in thinking about a formal mentor, it's about finding someone who complements you, who is able to draw on the things that you find you struggle with or that are your weaknesses, if you like, and that will work with you and be honest with you. So I think a mentor is someone who's got integrity and is honest with you, who's generous, but significantly does the things well that you want to learn. And so you go into that relationship being a learner. Probably also when I choose to mentor people or look for a mentor, I'm usually keen and interested to know what they want to learn from me, because mentoring's a partnership. It's not a hierarchy, and I struggle with the idea of mentoring as a hierarchy. For me, every mentee I've worked with, I've learned heaps from, and I would like to think that my mentors would say the same. In my experience, I would like to work with people who want to learn for themselves, not because I'm going to teach them anything specifically, but who want to be open to the conversation about how they can improve, change their practices, their careers, often their life choices. That's not something I would advise on, but you want someone who also is honest, again, and can feel that they are trusted. So that takes time to build trust between a mentor and a mentee, but I actually think a lot of that's my responsibility as the mentor. In a mentee, I want someone who's a little bit hungry, perhaps not starving for the next career move, but is interested in a broader context in which they work. So that goes back to them wanting to be a learner and being prepared to give of themselves to the relationship. When you're looking for a sponsor, I think it's really critical, again, to look for a shared set of values, a shared set of behaviours that that bring you together. And it's not always where you start in a relationship, but you do need to have some sort of empathy. And you want to find someone who's going to be empathetic to your circumstances, your situation, but at the same time, not totally excusing of everything that goes on. So a bit of push and pull, but going on a journey together is a really important part of sponsorship. And integrity, so the values that you share and hold around your work, what motivates you, are really critical elements to look for in a sponsor, I believe. The person being sponsored, first and foremost, needs to understand that it's their career, their decisions, their future, and that they've chosen to work with someone who complements them, who's a bit more senior, and who's going to offer them new insights into their work life. And from that, they can take messages and figure out opportunities that advance their career. So owning it, being organised, understand when to pull back on the relationship, but to drive the relationship so that it becomes a partnership and an equal partnership over time, I think gives the person being sponsored great opportunities to have insights into other people's work and to use them to transform their own workplace and their work practices. It's the sponsee's career. They need to own it and drive it and to work empathetically with their sponsor.